standing Pilates stance, and let's find level pelvis, relaxed shoulders, relaxed arms. I'm not going to pick up the weights yet. Just let yourself slide the shoulders up towards the ears as you breathe in. And on the exhale, roll the shoulders back and pause there so that you feel a scapular squeeze. You're going to draw those shoulder blades together, squeeze them together, a little bit, bend the elbows, and then release the arms back down. So it's a fairly slow, mindful start to the practice. Let yourself inhale through the nose. As you exhale, open the mouth, relax the jaw, pull the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at the end of that exhale, and then slide the arms back down. One or two more like that. Now those slow defined isolations that bring blood flow up into the upper trapezius muscles and then create a kind of nourishing mobilization of the shoulder joint. You can now start to roll a little faster, but can the movement still be quite generous and luxurious? So I'm just showing you at the side here, just coming forward, coming up, revolving that shoulder back, creating a big, juicy circle there. And you can use a single action, or of course, you can go a little faster into the double. So rolling, 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 and then releasing the arms again. Do make sure that your feet are fully centered. So often we tip ourselves forward, or of course we're looking at that computer screen, looking down at our phone. So kind of back up to stack up. Feel a little lengthening through the lumbar region, a slight lifting of the hip points coming up towards the chest. And then eyes to the horizon. Inhale as you exhale, turn left and look over that left shoulder. Pause and breathe. So a little neck release here. Sliding back to center when you're ready. Inhaling as you exhale, look over the right shoulder. Relax the facial muscles, keep the eyes open, pause there. You might be able to turn your head a little tiny bit more and glide back. Let's do that once more. Turning left. Find your breath, melt the shoulders away from the ears. Look around your room, see what you can see. Try not to let yourself turn and dip. Try and let it be really clean. So it's like you're moving from the level eyes on the horizon there, yeah? That's what you're doing. You're turning left and right. It's a simple neck rotation, but meanwhile, body is well stacked, breathing is calm and relaxed, and you're just noticing how much freedom you have as you rotate each side. And then we're going to come back to center. That's like saying no, isn't it? Now we're going to say yes. Excuse me. Very light, gazing upwards. So maybe just gaze towards the point where the wall meets the ceiling. Slowly, calmly, perhaps look up a little bit further. And you're opening up the front muscles of the neck here and bringing the neck itself into spinal extension. The curve of the neck matches the curve of the lumbar region. Exhaling, taking the gaze a little bit forward and down. All those that want to, maybe you look at the earth and maybe you tuck the chin and you actually look into the notch in the collarbone, or as if you're looking into the heart center. So you really draw that chin in. It's your range. Slowly going up on the inhale if you wish. And nodding down on your exhale. Please allow neck moves to be mindful, to be attentive, and to raise your awareness. So do try not to rush these. And then finishing the ones you're on, come back to center. Release the hands and fingers, so spreading out the hands and fingers. Take the arms relatively wide. And we're going to pulse back. So we're going to work through isolating strength and conditioning into the upper back arms this morning, the tricep complex. So pushing the arms back for 20 or 30 pulses and keeping your frame nice and steady, relaxing the mouth and jaw. Breathing all the way through. And really hugging the muscles into the bones. You might want to go a little bit narrower. You might want to come out a little bit wider. There's going to be a place where it just feels right for you. Now stay back here, yeah, after 20 or 30, and start to bend at the wrist as if you're tapping the hand backwards, and then speed up. So it's like this, you're tapping back, tapping. And again, this creates this flexion of the wrist. You can do doubles or you can do alternates. I'm going to go into doubles now. And as you flex that wrist and imagine tapping back, again, you're going to find that the muscles of the upper arm start to respond. Tapping back. Relaxing the face. Crown lengthens. Try not to lock out those knees, everyone. Can you soften the knees just a little bit? It's not a knee bend. Just soften them a little. And also, while you're tapping, think about energizing that midline. So hugging through the adductors, bringing some awareness through to that lovely thread that runs out through the crown. And then float the arms to a T shape. Again, reach the fingers and thumbs away. Rotate the thumbs up and rotate the whole arm shaft. So here we create internal rotation. So the shoulders draw into that midline. And then as you roll the arm back, you create external rotation. It kind of flares up the chest. In Pilates, we try not, or we try to avoid, I should say, flaring the ribs. So again, it's an isolation move. So we're not going to be, creating yet that movement in the spine. You're just going to stand really steady, steadfast and stable, and rotate the arms. You can do this a little bit lower down if you feel better, like this. Pat, I know you've had a little bit of tension around the elbows and shoulders lately. So if you want to use this rolling, even on one side, just see how you feel. Some of us will be up at the T shape here, and you might even, some of you might want to roll the arms a little higher. So just explore how your bones and joints respond to the muscles allowing that movement to take place. And then let's bring the fingertips onto the shoulders. Check again in with the feet. Make sure you are in the center of the feet. And as I said, you've got that lovely sense of really excellent posture awareness running through your system. And then take the right elbow down to the right, just enough, and the left elbow down to the left. Again, we'll just imagine sliding against a really glossy, shiny wall. Next time you come down to the right, can you let the left elbow open up? So we get a little bit more space from the left hip to the left armpit, but don't let your head just drop and hang. So we're not going to strain, just going to keep that face forward. Glide back to center using the postural support, not just of the legs. So as you come back to center, left elbow down, right elbow draws up to the sky, keeping the face forward, back of the skull is on that imaginary wall. So you want to channel your center strength here, but also in the adductors between the thighs. So hugging between the thighs and pull yourself back to center, supporting the movement. You can go a little faster or lingering again on one side and peeling the top arm over the top of the head, uneven lengthening that arm away. Drawing back to center, gliding over. Try to really embrace, embody and enjoy your practice. Even if you've done, 1,000 side bends, this is the one you're doing today. This is what you want to feel today. Really come into the presence of your body and your breath. Squeezing through that midline enough. No rigidity is needed. What you're doing is you are supporting your flexible body, your flexible spine, with inner strength. And maybe you just finish the one that you're on and release the arms. And then a big circle coming round, out and back. Opening up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, round and back. Coming into doubles if that feels good for your body today. Inhale, exhale, round and back. And then we're picking up the hand weights. I'm going to take a couple of the Pilates classical arm weight series again for the triceps. So when you're working into those upper back arms, you're also feeling you can open space in the chest. So arm press back. Level off the feet. As you settle yourself, maybe you're looking in a mirror at home, always helpful in our Pilates online. And then as you exhale, press the arms back, breathing in, just coming towards the hips and thighs. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, releasing here, or move faster, pressing for 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze, 6, 5, 4, keep the feet really grounded, slight bend in the knees, and 3, and 2, and 1. Front raise now, a little bit stronger. Arms come to the shoulders or to the jaw or eyes. Exhale, press through. And 2. Keep those arms nice and firm and long. Just a slight corseting, gentle lift of the abdomen. I'm going to go for 10 of the front raise to the arm press back. Your weights are heavier, of course you might be moving a little slower. And then back to the smaller ones for 10, 9, 8, and 7, 6. Trying to wrap those scapulae into the midline. Shoulder blades draw in. 10 of the front raise to arm press back. Maybe you soften the knees a bit and you hug around the gluteals. Keep going for the set of 10. What you're aiming to feel is equal attention to both arms, both shoulders, and to find a balanced whole body awareness as you practice with me. It's absolutely fine if your body this morning wants to continue and add in more repetitions, of course. Okay, so let's bring the heels now together in Joseph's first stance. Gives you a little bit more of that attention to the posterior chain, hugging the gluteals, zipping and hollowing. Float the arms to the chest and opening, arm openings and scapular squeeze. Now as you come around, you can soften the elbows if you wish, or you can keep the arms super long. Remember to keep the breath going. And we're going to try and find 10 precise, good form, good technique on those arm openings. You're holding that weight a bit like a candle. Inhale, exhale, keep going. 10 is the ideal, but you might find 12 or 14. It's your body. It's up to you to feel the tone and feel the extent of that action. And then bending the elbows so that your top of that weight, top of that dumbbell can touch the shoulder or keep it just a little distance away. Reset your upright stance. Try not to push back and lean back. And then release. Curl and press. Keeping everything really upright. but not gripping. So there's a difference between just hugging into the tone of the muscles, but not gripping. Relax the face. Try not to grip through the jaw when you're holding your hand weights. Okay, well done everyone, second set. Arms to the heart center, soft elbows or long arms. Opening out for 10. 8. And 3. And 2. And 1. And 1 for luck. Release. Back into those tricep kickbacks. So curling, eyes to horizon, crown lengthens. And it's quite narrow on this one because again you're feeling as you narrow off that sort of open space coming across that chest. And when you feel you've completed, shake out the legs. Standing tall, you can stay with your weights if you wish. I'm just going to do a little bit of standing one leg balance. As you look at the feet, level off those hips, pick up the left heel. So just let your ball of the left foot press into the earth, and arms can reach down towards the earth, or you can bring your arms out to a low V or even a T shape. But as you do that, try not to lean back. Ready to fold the knees slowly. Push the foot into extended strength and then glide the leg back. Bending the knee, steadiness, and landing the foot. So when you control your single leg balancing, sometimes going a little bit slower can help with your focus and concentration and the strength of the standing leg. So peel the right heel away. Try not to drop into those hips. So feel the muscles around the pelvis, near the thighs, just hugging through. Slow knee fold. And then flexing the foot, pushing that foot away so it comes into, a point and then a flex there. And then glide the leg behind you. Push the heel away. Maybe a small tilt. Pausing, breathing, hugging. And then sliding the knee back to knee fold and landing the foot. You might want to shake out the legs and walk in place. And then just repeat. Possibly you can take the arms into a different position. So anytime we take those arms overhead, up above the heart, there'll be more muscular tone required. Peeling the left heel away. Hugging the muscles first. Float. Strong foot comes in. And then glide that leg behind you. You keep that leg bent if you prefer. Strong spreading foot on the left as you come to your second side. Leg goes back, hip extension, hip flexion, strong foot, slowly land. When you have completed your balances, come back to standing tall. Maybe just roll the shoulders forward and back a few times. And be really proud at your ability to balance today. It's great for the maintenance of the strength of the body and proprioception, of course. So place the weights down by the practice mat. And then we've got an option. We can use the wall for some wall press up, or you can come to mat for a variety of Pilates press ups. But if you've got some wall space, lovely for me to see my shadow appear on this wall. That's so funny. The lighting in here is not very great today, but you can spread the hands shoulder wide or wider. And if you walk a small distance from the wall, squeeze the feet together, lift the heels away. So imagine plank at the wall. Inhale to bring the chest in between those powerful arms, and exhale to press away. What's really important is that you are not bowing the back or rounding the upper back. So you want to find, first of all, that strong plank. If you bring your feet further away, it's going to feel different. Of course, the other option is to have your feet grounded. And if you bring your hands narrower, so you bring them into this type of appearance, you'll start to find more of what we call a tricep press up, because you'll be hugging those elbows into the midline, and more of the energy of that press up will land in those upper back arms. So on the wall again, you may want to try that. The breath in is lowering the body, but also remember you're not pushing that pelvis into the wall, otherwise you're going to be doing something more like a cobra back bend. So breathing in to lower, exhaling to press away. Now, of course, all of those press ups in any style can be done on your mat, in all fours, or again from a knees down plank. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to press back. And I've mentioned this before, but usually in our Pilates method, we might try 3 sets. So you might do a variety of practices, a variety of positions in your Pilates press up, all fours, knees down plank, wall based. Give yourself enough breathing space in between. And then come and meet me down on the mat when you're ready. And lengthen into an extended child's pose, buttocks towards the feet, arms reaching forward. No need to rush, just when you're ready. Lengthen out the spine. And then as you come up onto all fours, reach the left arm forward and slide the right arm through for a thread needle. So as the right arm threads all the way through, come onto that right shoulder, lengthen that left arm overhead, slight twist in the thorax, in the head and neck, maybe in the pelvis. Release, inhale, exhale, extended child's pose. Nuzzle your hips towards your feet and then slide up to all fours. Left arm glides through. Right arm overhead. Left ear is on the mat, just a little bit of twisting through the body and gliding back. And then coming to sit and reaching your bent knees forward, feet grounded. Actually press your feet into the mat. And as you bring the fingertips behind you, hands come behind you, grounded on the mat. Feet and hands equally grounded. And as you squeeze those shoulders together, press into the earth fully and lift your hips away. Now, even if you just lift the bum a small distance away from the mat, notice your ability to weight bear. And of course, you can travel further into that tabletop balance here, or you can relax. Take a moment to stack the shoulders above the hips in your seated position, and then return to that tabletop balance. Checking in with the length and strength of the arms, the position of those feet. You've really got to press in through the 4 feet as you lift the legs and the knees draw forward. And then we're going to take 4 or 5 or 6 dynamically. So breathe in on the mat, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Lower. Remember that your lift might not look like mine. It's okay. You're still having to use flexible power and strength to lift the pelvis and lift up through the chest. Exhale, inhale. Definitely, to protect the neck, try not to lift your body and just fling that head to the ceiling. It might look strange, but it's maybe a little bit safer and stronger. Just look down the pelvis, look down the hips, especially if you're trying to aim for that level hip position and hugging through the knees. And you know what? Don't be surprised if after that practice, you do need to shake out your wrists or circle the hands, stretch out the fingers. It's quite common because we are more used to having the palms pressing in front of us for a regular plank. Do you know, I'm recording this session today, but I really cannot quite believe how bad the lighting looks. So goodness knows if this will be of use to anyone. Oh, sorry, we're staying in seated. Yes, we're staying in seated. Okay, so sit bones grounded into the mat. Reach your arms forward, palms facing. And yes, of course, gather your weights if you wish to. As you inhale, that's that invitation to be well stacked. And as you exhale, curl the pelvis under, start to peel back into your C-shaped curve, just about 40 to 50% of the distance you normally go. And then rotate the left palm up as if serving canapes to someone in your party. So the dish, turn left, draw back, and glide back to sitting, palms face or weights face each other. Breathe in at the top, exhale, scoop the pelvis, hug the glutes, C-shaped curve, rotate the right palm up, look to that right palm, turn right, lengthen the arm away as far as you can, and exhale all the way back. Inhale, sitting. Just remember to keep the breath going. This position in Pilates, this C-shaped scoop, the curl down, the seated roll down with rotation is really powerful. I know that if you're happy to curl lower, you might find you want to do that and then rotate from there. You might want to do 2 rotations, 1 on each side, before you peel back to center. But be mindful and connected to your body. So practice for another 4 to 6 sets. It's not uncommon to want to release the thighs open and fold a little forward after channeling that strength through to your midline. And you can also, of course, let your legs loosen and roll out the legs, so that you don't end up with that super gripping. People often complain of a gripping here in the hip creases. So be mindful of how you respond. And then start to think about taking the body all the way down. And this time, as you stack your body, you're going to inhale at the top as usual, As you exhale, open out the arms, scoop through the pelvis and float down as far as you can. And then inhale and draw back and lengthen. Keep it going. Exhale, scoop down, open. Exhale, gather, lengthen. I'm not necessarily trying to get you to speed up to the point of injury or harm, but just can you flow through that curling, rolling back sequentially, coming low to the mat if you can, gliding back. Almost as if you're swimming through the air. Try not to neglect the upper abdominals. So when you scoop from that pelvis into the low pubic core, the middle and the upper, there is a rounding of the spine all the way through. And then that lengthening of the shoulders from the upper back. And then next time you roll down, come all the way to mat, hug the knees into the chest. Massage your back. You again may want to shake out the legs towards the sky and then place your feet into base position, semi-supine. Lift the head and neck, adjust the buttocks, adjust your pelvis, set everything into level. And float the arms up towards the sky. And you can even join the hands together, or you can take hold of one of your dumbbells and hold the dumbbell, one single dumbbell into the two palms there. Make sure the feet are just that good distance away from the buttocks so that the sacrum is heavy. I'm going to use classical oblique curl. So on the inhale, prepare. As you exhale, lift head, neck and shoulders and glide your body over to the left and reach towards that left foot, to the side of your left thigh. Reach and squeeze, full exhale, end of exhale, you draw back and you may want to lay down, refine the breath. Mindful start to this one, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, curl, lift, twist and squeeze and reach. So once again here, when you add rotation to your Pilates method moves, it is finding a good tonality through the side waists. Inhale, exhale, turn and twist. Squeeze and lift. I think this is better with slow control rather than trying to rush this. So really finding your connection to the inner power and strength of your own body. So there's a lovely invitation for the alignment to happen here. Pelvis is neutral, heavy grounded shoulder blades, breathing in, preparing your body and mind. And then exhale, upper body curls, lift, twist, squeeze and turn, and release. Now finishing the set that you're on, and delicately, carefully release your hand weight if you're using it, and walk the feet a little closer to the buttock bones, press the whole feet into the mat, and get ready to glide the arms overhead as you lift your hips in coordination, coming into an overarm bridge. And it doesn't mean the arms have to reach the earth. In fact, mine can't because they've now hit the wall. So just extend the arms overhead. On the exhale, peel the belly down, release the spine down, and then just hug the thighs into the chest. So the feet come down. So lovely breath and movement coordination. Again, if you want to pick up the weights, add a bit more tone to this. So as the arms start to float to sky, curl the pelvis, squeeze the gluteals, lift into your overarm shoulder bridge, lengthening the side waist, and then exhaling, peel down and just bring the knees into the chest and hug. Or if you really want to, you can come into that full flexion, bringing the face towards the knees, and then the feet are down. No need to rush. Curl, find the breath, lengthen. Overhead arm, shoulder bridge. Yes, if your arms fully reach the earth, you might want to linger here and feel the posterior chain. Feel those back muscles into the gluteals, backs of the hamstrings. Gary, make sure you're pushing down through the balls of those feet and all of the toes, please. And then as you peel back down, lifting the arms up overhead, and you are exhaling into your curl and curling up all the way, or just, if you're not using weights, just hugging the knees in. So can you find another couple of those, please? Mindful attention to that practice. And then when you're ready, no rush, release the arms, release the waist. Fold the knees up to knee fold position. Squeeze the inner thighs together, lay the arms out. No pressing down, just grounded through the shoulders. Pilates hip roll. Rolling and gliding the legs over to the right and hover. Keep the face centered. I would avoid turning the head. Exhale, hug through that midline, bringing the legs back. They glide to the left. Shoulders stay grounded. Take a moment to hover. Exhaling to suck all of those muscles into that midline and hug them in. Of course, your challenge is how low do you let those legs hover? How low can you let them hover while you stay contracted and connected in the abdominal midline? Please keep your eyes to the horizon. Keep the neck long and neutral. Eyes are gazing up to the sky so that you really just channel this into the muscles of the trunk rather than kind of adding a roll of the head and neck away. Keeping the chest open. Honestly, it really works better this way. Just focusing on the rolling of the hips and pelvis. The apparatus, of course, is the weight of your legs. Finishing the one that you're on, please. And then lengthen the legs away. If you want to take the weights, of course, pick the weights up overhead. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze, curl, lengthen the legs. Come through to seated. And sweep your body round onto all fours. Grounded through the all fours. So tabletop back, knees below hips, shoulders draw away. And, you know, if you feel compelled to roll that pelvis, give yourself a little bit of cat-cow undulation, please do so. But remember to come back to a steadfast, stable table. Stable table position. I'm going to pick up the weight now in my left hand and come back to those triceps. So bending the left arm into the shoulder, weight towards the shoulder, strong through the 3 points of contact, and then raise the arm for 10. Curl 9, 8, 7. Keep the chest facing the mat, so the hips and nips face the mat, strong table, balancing effort through that right arm, 2 legs. You're going to go for 10 of these tricep kickbacks if you can. And then make a fist on the right hand. Turn and open out to the left, expanding the chest, twisting out and open. Pause and breathe and release to your table back. You can always have a little shell stretch here. So what you're doing is you're on that steady all fours, and you are now in the left arm curling through the right, lengthening back, keeping the hips and nips towards the mat in that table format. Hugging the gluteals, so you know, really find that you have strength in the upper and the lower structures. Concentrate. When you have completed this all fours tricep with weights, maybe make a fist in the left hand or place your left hand onto a yoga brick or block and rotate, opening up through the right side, reaching the right arm, spreading it towards the sky. Look up to the sky as well. It's a little bit like yoga cat pose twist. And then release. Turning the other way again. And just moving the weights out of the way. Glide forward onto the belly. Lengthen the chest away. Pull yourself to a prone position and reach the arms out like a T. Now, glide into pelvic neutral, so lengthening the legs again, pointing the feet, and just lift the legs literally a couple of centimetres away from the earth. Gaze into your practice mat, and then float the arms. Inhale, exhale, and from here, so you are really low to the earth, group, yeah? Really low to the earth. Can you raise your right leg and left arm a little bit higher, and then relax. Raising right arm, left leg, raising left arm, right leg, going for the diagonals. It's very subtle, just lifting and lengthening away. It's really like a really slow version of Pilates swimming. You can flex or point the feet, you can reach the toes away, you can extend the arm and leg sort of at more of a diagonal, you know, by taking that arm forward if you wish, or you can keep the arms out on that T shape. It's really strengthening the paraspinal muscles. Really important you keep your head and neck in that neutral zone. And then press the hands under the shoulders, curl the toes, push up into plank. Squeeze the inner thighs together, hug through the toes and hug through the ankles and hug through the inner arches, spreading the toes, spreading the fingers, and then lift the hips high, bend the knees. And you can come to stand or walk into your ragdoll roll down. Release the head and neck. Find your breath. Let your body dangle more or less. Check the alignment of your knees. Knees are centered, feet are centered. Scoop to hug. Belly hugs in. Support the roll up. Roll off the shoulders. And as you come back to standing, I'm going to go into rotation for our last movement. Arms float forward, turn the palms up. Centered feet, inhale, open the left arm to the left, float all the way around, look over that left shoulder, spread the arms from your midline, turn the pelvis, and release back. Now the other way, exhale to stay. Draw your body back. Release the arms down, big circle. Inhale. Exhale down into the navel. And as you release, breathe in and out. What, if anything, has changed for you? Thank you for being here today. Well done.